Hello aspirants, welcome to day 2 of 20-day Prelims course. Today we will be discussing important points about the mock test analysis, how to do the PYQs and how to manage time in the last 20 days. So firstly, mock test. How to utilize the mock test. Mock test and test series are very important in prelims examination. So the correct approach and the correct way to use them for optimization of your marks into clear prelims is very important. And I will also brief about you how I used to attempt mock test, how I used to do the analysis of mock test, and which helped me to increase my prelims marks and probability of getting success. So what is the actual purpose of test series? The actual purpose of test series is not to gain knowledge. It's not to gain high scores and compete with our aspirants. It's a myth. The main purpose of test series is to boost your confidence, to understand your strengths and weakness. What are your weak areas in the subjects and what are your strengths in the area? For example, for me, geography was the weakest portion and polity and economy were my strengths. So that's how you can identify your strengths and weakness through the mock test, through the test series by attempting number of questions, the number of particular top questions from a particular topic. You can understand which areas are strong areas and which areas are weak areas. Accordingly, you can prioritize your preparation and prioritize your revision. That's why test series are very important. Another important purpose of test series is to build a temperament and to enhance your calmness, so that in the exam environment, in the exam settings of 2 hours, you can understand how your psychology works, how your brain functions in those 2 hours. That is the main purpose of test series, so that your temperament, your calmness, your risk-taking abilities are built up to boost your score, to boost your confidence, to give you a feel of UPSC exam, how UPSC prelims examination would feel like on a D-Day. That's what important. Another aspect is you will learn the art of solving MCQs. MCQs solving process, it's not just about knowledge. Through knowledge, you can only solve 20 to 25% of the questions in the UPSC or any other examination which is logical, not factual examination. And to cover the rest 70-75% of the questions as MCQ, you need a perfect strategy, mastery of solving strategy of PYQs or MCQs. So the art of elimination is very important, which you can enhance and build and create your own analysis of elimination pattern from test series. That is another important aspect. And third thing, to simulate the pressure, to understand how pressure makes you do mistakes, how pressure enhances you to perform silly mistakes. You need to identify them. Unless you attempt mock test or test series, you will not be able to identify what mistakes you are doing in pressure, how silly mistakes you are doing in pressure, how simple questions you are getting incorrect in pressure. So understanding your pressure, calmness, consistency, and MCQs ability, solving abilities are very important, which you will learn and practice through MCQs and mock test. Finally, retention and conceptual clarity. Through mock test only, you will identify and you will realize what topics you read, what content you read, and are you able to recollect those things on the time when the question appears. Otherwise, you will make mistakes and convert your positive mark into negative marking. So that realization is very important, which mock test help you, and it will help you to guide a revision strategy also. So how many mock tests are enough? See, usually, in my opinion, 40 to 50 mock tests till prelims is sufficient. These can be divided into some sectional tests of each subject, and in this sectional subject you score less marks, you can increase the number of tests of this subject to enhance your understanding and command of that subject. Okay. In minimum 15 to 20 FLTs, full length tests are mandatory for you to get an idea and a crisp of MCQs and PYQs and UPSC questions which they will be asking. So minimum 15 to 20 questions of full length GS test are necessary. Along with that, please don't neglect CSET. Give 5 to 7 minimum full length tests of CSET so that you identify the areas from where CSET questions are coming. Probability हो गया, PNC हो गया, reverse question हो गया, arithmetic हो गया, logical and reasoning हो गया. So that CSET is all about practice. So attempting mock test of CSETs is also very important along with GS1. So minimum 15 to 20 full length tests are mandatory. And for revision purpose of current affairs, you can attempt some 2 or 3 tests of current affairs only, which is purely based on current affairs, so that you will revise and you will get to know how to eliminate the questions which you are unaware of. So that is very important. So the next thing is, after attempting mock test or test series, as we discussed yesterday on day 1, that analysis of test is very important. You have to give 40% of time is just about test, and then 60% of the importance of test series is about analysis. So how do you need to analyze your test? How do I analyze my test? You need to categorize your questions, how many are correct, how many are incorrect, and you have to see the incorrect ones, categorize them into, did you make mistakes out of actual knowledge, that you had lack of conceptual clarity, or it was a 50-50 guess which you took wrong, or it was due to silly mistake, you knew the answer, but due to anxiety or stress or quickness of your solving, you mark the incorrect answer. So you need to categorize those things. And then also you need to categorize the question into easy, moderate, or difficult, and make a table, a chart of this in subject wise. In history, you attempted 15 questions, 12 correct, 3 wrong. In polity, you attempted 12 questions, 8 correct, 4 wrong. In that way, then identify which subject is your weak area. And all those incorrect questions you have to categorize into. It was of due to elimination strategy which failed, due to 50-50 I marked wrong, due to lack of knowledge I marked incorrect, or due to any other reason which you will be able to identify. That chart of analysis is very important. It will help you to pinpoint your mistakes. And knowing a mistake is very important, because when you will know the mistake, you will accept a mistake, and then you will enhance your opportunity, your chances to reform the mistake. Identification is very important, and you can work upon improving a mistake. That is how you need to analyze your mock test. Okay, and always take 1 or 2 points from questions and the solutions which you feel is important, and note them down in a particular notebook. At the end, in the last week of preparation, just revise those that notebook which you have made from the content of the test series. That's how test series is very important. Analysis is very important. Also, I would like to mention is you should note down the mistakes which you are making in test series. Suppose you are making silly mistakes, you are not reading the question correctly, you are making mistakes of correct, of not non-correct, you are making mistakes in marking the wrong option instead of B, marking C. You are making silly mistakes. You are not reading the question completely. You are not reading the options completely. That is how you need to mention your mistakes in a particular notebook, and then study that notebook at the end of your preparation when you are coming in the last leg of preparation. Now we will discuss the common mistakes which usually aspirants make in test series and also in the final examination of prelims. The first mistake which every aspirant do is over attempting. We try to over attempt the questions. Suppose you're comfortable in 80-85, you tend to attempt 95-100. That urge of attempting the question is very high in aspirants. Okay, so you have to control that urge. The second mistake some people do is under attempting the questions. You are attempting 65-70 questions only in the final day. That is also harmful for your success. So under attempting, over attempting, both are not correct. Both mistakes usually aspirants make. You need to make a balanced strategy. Okay, you have to identify the balanced number of questions which you will be attempting to get success and to get optimization of your score, which you will be able to do through test series only. The third thing is getting confused, chaos in your mind, changing the answer frequently, not following your gut feeling and instinct. First instinct is option B is correct, but then you overthink and think no, C is correct, and then you're confused between B and C, and you mark C, and which gets incorrect. B was the answer due to your lack of confidence, and you are not following your gut feeling and instinct. So do not frequently change the answer in your mind. Think about the question, read the question twice or thrice if you are confused, read the option diligently, listen to your gut feeling, apply your logics and elimination tricks, and then get to your answer. Do not approach the answer very quickly or hastily. Give the due time and regard the question requires. And the next mistake aspirants make is ignoring the CSET. CSET ignorance is costing many aspirants 1 or 2 attempts in UPSC, which are disastrous. So do not neglect CSET. CSET is very important nowadays. UPSC is focusing on emphasizing on the CSET process. The next thing is you people, aspirants are not identifying and the accuracy and time management. Time management and accuracy are the two principles which you need to apply in prelims examination. Accuracy will be done through prelims mock test and test series. Time management is also you need to practice in the test series only, because how much you practice in the test series, that much energy you will save, that much confident you will be on a final day. So you need to maintain a Google sheet or a chart where you will be mentioning your mistakes, which I told you earlier. And through those mistakes, you will analyze what is the optimum number of attempts the question you need to do. You will not do over attempting or under attempting. You will not change your questions very frequently. And then you will analyze your mistakes. The next thing which we should discuss is how you should approach the paper of prelims. What should be the strategy to solve the prelims? Usually which I do and most of the toppers follow is 3-round approach. In the first round, you should do only those questions which you are 100% sure. जो आपको sure shot आते हैं वही approach करने हैं. And usually in prelims, it will be only 15 to 20 or 25 question at max, not more than that. Which you are sure shot, you need to mark those questions and apply those questions in the first round. In the second round and second iteration, you have to go through the rest of the question paper, which you are not fully aware of. You have to apply your logics, your knowledge, your elimination tricks, and your guesswork to enhance the option which you are feeling is most appropriate answer of the question. यहाँ पे आपको second round पे approach करना है. And the third round is where you feel you are less confident and you don't know about the answer, but you feel that your attempts are less. You need to attempt more number of questions. Then you go for the third round. To attempt the questions in the third round. This is a bit risky. Control your urge of attempting too many questions in the third round, and also control your urge of not attempting questions in third round. That over attempting and under attempting mistake you should keep in mind. These 3 rounds is very important. In the first round, you should give around 45 to 50 minutes. Whole paper you can go through, mark the correct answer of which you know of 100% sure. In the round 2, you can again give 45 to 50 minutes. So approximately 1.5 hours you have gone. In the third round, you can give about 20 minutes and the last 5 minutes for checking OMR refilling, so that you don't fill OMR bubble incorrect, because even one incorrect question can cost you 1 attempt. So be careful while filling the OMR sheet also. And then lastly, how many tests you should give right now? See, there are only 20 days remaining. What I will suggest is give at least 1 test daily. Don't give more than 1 test, because quality matters other than quantity. Give 1 test daily. For the next 10 to 15 days, give of any test series which you feel you are comfortable with. And the last 1 week, just give PYQs. Don't give any test series in the last 1 week. You need to do only PYQs of the UPSC in a paper-wise, year-wise format, and in the exam time setting 9:30 to 11:30. Analyze your mistakes, analyze your things in those PYQs only. Because at the end, you need to understand the psychology of the UPSC. You don't need your mind to train to the psychology of any institute's test series, because ultimately you will be attempting UPSC question on the prelims final day. So don't give too many tests, but give sufficient number of tests. Be confident, be calm, be consistent. So to summarize the session, you need to give mock test and test series. Sufficient number of tests you need to give. Analysis is very important. Doing PYQs is very important. Noting down your mistakes is very important, and learning from the mistakes is very important. So all the very best. We'll meet you soon tomorrow.